Kamus, Leonardo. This the intro. This is just the intro. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Kamus Leonardo. We are back at it once again with another episode. I believe this is the third episode of KICKBACK at DAMES podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. We have another special guest with us who I am very excited to interview and get to know even more while I get everything together, because y'all know how we do. When we start off, we pop cheap champagne over here. Shout out to my sis, Ebony West, for hooking us up with the Kickback at Dames glasses. You know what I'm saying? It's something slight. I don't know if you'll be able to see it when we put it down, but if not, oh well. Go ahead and let the people know, you know what I'm saying, who you are while I get this champagne right for us, man.
All right, sweet. I'm Neem the Animist. Hopefully, I'll be an upcoming rapper in NC.
Hopefully. You doing it now, nigga.
I hear that all the time. I'm still not there yet, at least in my personal opinion.
I respect that. All right, my G. So, like I said before, everybody that I have on the episode, man, I asked them 3 questions to start off. We just covered who you are.
Yeah.
But let's talk about not only who you are, what do you... Oh, shit. What do you do, and why do you do it?
Okay. I'm a songwriter. I'm an artist, or I'm trying to be an inspiring artist. For the longest time, I grew up listening to great, individual musicians. And some of them, were throwbacks, like LL Cool J back in the day.
Okay.
Mary J. I'm giving you all my mom's classics, right, that I used to hear.
Let me know.
All right.
Let us know.
So listening to people like that make music was just dope to me, And over time, I got my own taste of music as I got older. So one of the artists that inspired me the most was Logic.
Okay.
Yeah. So his personification when he made his first couple mixtapes with Young Sinatra was like the breaking point for me.
That solidified it for you.
It solidified it for me.
For sure.
So when I experienced listening to the album for the first time with a mixtape, I was like, dude, this is wild.
Yeah.
Like, this man is really speaking to everybody right now. Not only does his flow just go hard.
Yeah.
But for me, it was just a different experience. For me that day, listening to that mixtape, that was done. That's when I knew that I wanted to rap.
Got you. All right, so we covered who you are, what do you do, why do you do it?
I think the best answer that I can give you is to capture the same inspiration that other artists give to other people who listen to the music. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Let's speak on this dope ass song we did for my upcoming album, Damien.
Bro.
We have a track that we're actually about to shoot the video for. Don't know if it's going to be out by the time this release or not. But the name of the song is called I Told You So.
I Told You So.
My nigga Neem killed that shit. Speak on your experience with that track, just from your perception.
Okay. Mind if I take a sip? Can I take a sip?
Go
This
ahead,
has been in
bro.
front of me.
Yeah.
All right.
Get right. Hold on. Cheers.
Cheers.
My God.
There we go. All right, we getting busy now. That's what I'm talking about. The experience with making I Told You So. Man, first of all, this man is he's giving me my flowers, but this motherfucker right here, dude.
Oh, God.
Amazing artist, man.
Thank you.
Of course. When I listened to that beat for the first time, where were we at? Were we at Michael's when we played I Told You So? I can't remember.
We were.
Yeah. And we were... Bro, Michael played the beat for us, and I'm sitting there like, wait, bro, this is on your album about? And he was like, yeah, this is gonna be the album. This is what I want you on.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't want me on that. You don't want me on that, bro.
Real
You
shit.
lying to me, bro.
Real shit.
I was just super excited. I was super excited to write to that instrumental, man. It was dope. Your project dope. I had the opportunity to listen to it over these past couple months as Dames has been working on it, and writing to I Told You So was just super, I guess for lack of a better word, emotional. It was super emotional for me.
What emotion was provoked while writing it, you would say?
I think a lot of just a general excitement, man. I would just say super excited to write something with you. Right. We have great chemistry together.
Of course.
And when we were sitting getting ready to do our thing, I think you were telling me the general idea for the track.
Right.
In the back of my head, I was like, dude, I have to make sure that I bring my best to this project.
Yeah, you did.
Definitely had to bring my best foot forward.
God damn. Told y'all them champagne burps be real, bro. I can't hold it in. I gotta let it out.
The drink to that.
Hey, drink to that.
Love it.
Man, you definitely killed that shit, man. That's got to be one of the highlight verses of the overall album.
Wow, bro. You do.
I'm excited to definitely shoot this video with Michael Rumpel and Garrett Barefoot. Shout out to those two guys.
Shout out to
amazing guys. How did we first meet?
So, outside of the music business, right? I'm very good friends with his blood cousin. And his blood cousin got me out of a sticky situation a couple years before. And they were just great people, man. Like him and his wife. Shout out to Manny and Neek.
Hey, shout out to him.
They got me out of a really tough spot.
Right.
And I lived under their roof for maybe like a year. I believe it was a year at that point.
Right.
And Manny just wouldn't stop talking about you. After hanging out with me for like 2 weeks, he was definitely adamant. He was like, you have to hang out with Dames. You gotta hang out with Dames. Y'all two are basically the same damn person, bro. I need to get y'all in the same room. So the whole time I'm like, dude, I'm ready for it. I'm definitely ready for it. I don't even have a visual to put your face to the name or anything. You know what I mean? So the first time that I met you, me and Manny was on the way to come get you.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. So we was on the way to come get you.
Yeah.
And Manny was like, yeah, he chilling with this girl out there in Durham. This, that, and the third. Get to the house. We see you walk out. And you just got this big ass smile on your face walking out of there. It's like the one you got on now.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah. And I think the personification that popped in my mind when I saw you for the first time was like a lion in the savannah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, damn.
That's deep.
This is a king. This is a king right here, bro. This is somebody that's real and just, you emanated pride. So I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna fuck with this dude.
That's real. Real recognize real, man.
Real recognize real.
Real recognize real.
I'll drink to that.
Cheers to that, bro. Man, I remember you also he was like, this nigga told me, he said, man, when I first saw you, you came out the house, I was like, yo, I could tell this nigga get bitches. I get bitches too.
That sounds like something
I tell you, bro, when this nigga said that shit, I was fucking rolling.
Oh my god.
That shit was funny as hell. But yo, okay, so we covered who you are, what you do, why you do it.
Yeah.
I told you so, how we first met. Let's tap in to the origin of Neem the Animist.
Heard.
Who was Neem? I'm telling you, they gonna come.
Yeah.
Let them out.
You definitely wasn't wrong.
Who was Neem the Animist before you became Neem the Animist?
Oh my goodness
Who
gracious.
is Naeem White?
Whew. I feel like a lot of different people would have a lot of different opinions. But
What's your opinion?
my opinion is the most important, right?
Exactly.
Naeem White, I'm a pretty laid back dude, man. Not even gonna lie. Pretty laid back dude. An adjective that's like described for me is charismatic. So I'm just got a lot of energy and I just like being around people, man. I'm a big people person.
Yeah.
So even being here has got me super excited. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
it took a lot of personal growth to be the Naeem that's sitting right here with you. Old Naeem, he wasn't bad.
Okay.
You know, he wasn't a bad kid, but he made a lot of stupid mistakes, you know what I mean? Just like everybody else.
Would you say misguided?
Yes, I would definitely say misguided.
So as far as the feeling misguided, what would you say rooted from that growing up? Was it a series of unfortunate events or was it like a major traumatic event?
Yeah.
What would you say?
I would say it was a series of unfortunate events. Like, I remember growing up in Philly. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Shout out to Philly.
Shout out to Philly. Just every day of my childhood life that I can remember was just trying to survive, man. It was actually just trying to make it around the damn corner to my house. You know, I grew up going to this school called McDaniel, and it was like a damn fight every day. Somebody wanted something that you had, you know what I mean? And I just remember vividly a couple days in a row that just made me feel obsolete as like an individual, just like as a human being, dude. Like getting robbed, getting stomped out for clout, for people who like ran a block, running away from people that I knew were gonna come after me after school. You know what I mean? Just that was a almost every other day occurrence for me. Being survival mode. And a lot of people wouldn't expect that, because talking to me, you would never know that unless I told you, you know. But there it is again with another one.
It's coming. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. Champagne Burp's about to be a trademark.
Yeah, they about to be it.
Go ahead, man. My bad.
No, you good. But I think for the most part, it was definitely like a series of chain events, like one after the other. It wasn't just one traumatic experience.
Right.
But being put in that environment, it would definitely change you. It would definitely alter you.
Yeah.
So I just had to make the best of it, man. I just had to keep my head up high and be like a closeted nerd, because you couldn't be that out in the street. You know what I mean?
So speaking of that, let's talk about that, man. Being a closeted nerd, right? And I think with America, we kind of fucked up the definition of nerd. Yeah. I think a lot of people, especially our community, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people put lame to nerd. Yeah. But I feel like the true definition of nerd is passionate. Yeah. You know what I mean? So how did it feel being a closeted nerd growing up, especially coming from a place like Philly?
It felt like
another one. Dorian about to kill these. I swear, Dorian, bro, you about to kill these edits.
Shout out to DJs, bro.
Shout out to DJ's production, man. That's the guy who does the editing for the podcast, which is our homie as well, man. Talented artist, talented engineer, talented everywhere, all around, man. Shout out to you, bro.
We love you.
How did it feel being a closeted nerd amongst the environment you were in Philly?
It felt like being the only dirty rag amongst the clean ones. That was like the first thing I could think of in the back of my head.
So with this dirty rag, like, is it like wipe your ass dirty rag, or is it like clean the house dirty rag?
It's the clean your house dirty rag.
Okay, we just gotta make sure.
It's the clean your fucking baseboards because your mom told you to.
Because I was about to say, if it's wipe your ass dirty rag, that's tough.
That's
tough. Yeah, that's tough. Respect. Yeah. So what caused the transition from Philly to Raleigh?
That was shout out to Mom if you watch this.
Shout out to moms, man.
Yeah. It was definitely Mom. Mom looked at me and my two brothers and was like, I gotta get y'all out of here. Because this is not meant for y'all. And I remember my mom telling me, she was like, y'all not gonna be able to survive down here. Y'all too nice. Y'all too good. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
how's your relationship with your mom? Like, let's expound upon that. Ooh. Just having someone like that who's able to know you for you and get you out of that toxic environment, and who was willing to say, you know what, you're not going to thrive here. Let's go elsewhere so you can thrive. Yeah. How's your relationship with your mom, man?
It's not as good as I would like it to be. To be completely honest, but I love my mom, you know, just like anybody else would, right? But it's rocky, and it's just because of I guess the transitions that I've had with growing up, you know, becoming an adult too. Yeah. Just not having the dad in the home was also a factor in growing up too, and obviously that,
especially for young black men, we need that.
Yeah,
we need that
110%.
Because a woman can't teach a man how to be a man,
right?
So
you know what I mean.
We have to learn on our own. That, so I feel you.
I definitely, yeah. So even my mom would tell me. My mom did a very good job at filling in both roles.
Yes,
110%.
Yes. Shout out to black women, man.
Yeah, shout out to black women. Love y'all.
Yes.
But my mom did an exceptional job raising us by herself. You know what I mean? Yeah. I remember one conversation I had with my mom when I was getting I must have been 13, 14. And I was like, Mom, are we poor? And she was like, boy, yeah. What, you thought we was middle class? And I was like, I thought we were middle class. And she was like, no, I make it look good, don't I?
Man, that's some real shit, bro. That's some real shit. Damn.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So my mom did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Doing her thing as a mom.
That's what's up, man. How was the transition as far as moving to Philly to North Carolina, though?
It was interesting. We was all four of us.
Yeah.
We was in a U-Haul truck.
And by four, you mean your mom
and my
you
two
and your
brothers. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. It was all four of us, just in the U-Haul truck, no stops,
Right.
straight through North Carolina.
Right.
At least for me, I don't know all the logistics, like what happened,
Yeah.
how my mom set it up.
Right.
My mom is a queen when it comes to getting business done. So
For
she'll do a lot of communication.
For sure.
You know.
For sure.
And yeah, that trip was fun.
Yeah.
That trip was definitely fun. I think that was the first time that I really saw like full grown trees transitioning from Philly to North Carolina. For the majority of the time, I'd only seen telephone poles with wires hanging from them and shoes laced up on top. You know what I mean? Like,
and then like in the parks is when you'll see the trees.
Right. Shit. Yeah. But seeing trees everywhere like that was just eye opening to me. I tell my mom that all the time. Yeah. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. That was definitely the first thing that captured me when I moved down here to North Carolina, bro. Man. This is definitely home.
Man. So like moving down here, now we're in Raleigh, right? How was the transition of learning to adapt from that survival mentality to coming to the South where things are a lot more, slower with the Southern hospitality and things of that nature? How was that for you?
Yeah, you see the expression on my face? That shit was rough. Yeah. It was rough, bro. It was super rough. I think most of the people who operate down here in North Carolina work on a passive aggressive sheet. It's not direct at all. Yeah. You know what I mean? If someone got a problem with you, they're telling somebody else about you.
And then you find out.
And then you find out from another person that has nothing to do with that situation to begin with. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was definitely rough. I remember my first experience down here with that was I was riding on a school bus, and this has been my first time ever seeing two women in a relationship before. Wow. And how old were you? I was, 14, 15? Yeah. Had to be 14 or 15. Yeah. And it just blew my mind because they were like whole ass going out. I saw them kissing. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. Yeah. And obviously, I don't know what their mindset was whenever they saw my expression look at them. Right. But they were obviously.
It was a culture shock.
It was a culture shock for me.
Yeah, for sure.
When I tell people that.
More?
Yes, please. Yeah. Hold on. Oh. I'm definitely a believer in finishing a glass.
Oh, I respect. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's it. Oh yeah. That's it.
But like you were saying though, it's a culture shock for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely 100% a culture shock, man. It was definitely a culture shock.
Right. Damn. So, I peeped how you said with the trees, right? What was significant about the trees moving down here to you?
How full they were, surprisingly. Yeah. It's just, to me, it was like, why are there so many leaves hanging from these trees? Right. Very simplistic way to look at it. But when I was looking at it when I came down here, it was just beautiful to me.
Was it like a calming, kind of comforting feel, or was it more so like a surprising, like, whoa, what the fuck?
A little bit of both.
Both?
A little bit of both. I would have to say.
So transitioning from you as a youngin', right? Yeah. We both burped at the same time.
Yeah, I know.
I burped in my nose because I was trying to finish the sentence. But how did you find music, man? How did you find that passion, that outlet for you?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was definitely a very angry kid growing up. And I think the first piece of music that I resonated with back then was like DMX. Rest in peace to the GOAT.
Yes, rest in peace, man.
But anytime that I like really heard DMX in the background, I was like, yo, it got me in my little bag. This is how I want to behave.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Wow,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you would say that kind of plays into your artistry today within your delivery and just how you express yourself?
I would. So I think that's valid for Naeem 2 years ago. Okay. I think that's valid for Naeem 2 years ago, but Naeem right now more so appreciates the aesthetic of like Tyler the Creator. musically.
So it took time to evolve.
Yeah.
You were speaking on how you said as far as overall maturity within your artistry, back then you tapped in with DMX.
Yeah.
And then later on, you spoke upon how Tyler, the Creator, inspired your artistry to where now it's a different delivery.
Yes.
So before we get to the evolved Neem the Animist, I want to speak on, you know what I'm saying, who you were before you became evolved.
Yeah.
So in the midst of, you know, listening to DMX and just different artists and different influences, who were the people around you, music-wise, that you were able to create music with and tap in with and things of that nature while you're in Raleigh?
Yeah. Not a lot of people, man. Most of them, shout out to my boy Tamir, and shout out to Akia. But
Shout out to him.
I met them back a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Tamir, he was one of my coworkers at Jersey Mike's when I worked there. I'm still working there now.
Right.
But I met him about like 4 or 5 years ago, and he also did music. And he put me on to his producer, who was Akia.
Right.
And other than those two, I didn't have a lot of musical outlets. You know, I didn't know a lot of people who were creating as much as you or any other artists that I know now, like that are local. You know what I mean?
Right.
And at that time, I didn't have the confidence that I have now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So going to the studio for the first time, like first ever time, was with Akia, and it was almost discouraging. So it almost made me stop, because listening to my voice for the first time and like putting stuff together and figuring out how my cadence is supposed to be, it didn't sound good to me. It didn't. For me, it wasn't the right quality.
Right.
You know. And over time, funny enough, I'm hard headed, so I just kept at it. And I'm like, damn, I really want this. I really want to be a dope artist, man. I don't want to give up on this.
Yeah.
Especially when I made my transition to listening to J. Cole. Man, that gave me new life.
What was the first like introduction to J. Cole?
First introduction to J. Cole was this old movie. I can't remember the name of the movie, but the song by J. Cole is off the Warm Up mixtape, and I can't remember what the name of it is, man.
How did it go?
It's no. That's funny that you said that. It's Just to Get By.
Just to get by. Oh.
Just to Get By.
Yeah.
That's funny. Thank you for giving me the spark to remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, listening to that song, I was like, dude, that's legit. Yeah, this song is dope. And first of all, who was J. Cole? When I was listening to that song, I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what gave me my new spark to keep going at it, man. And over time, I just got, positive feedback with each like individual track that I made. I didn't make an album, and I didn't make an EP before that.
Right.
It was just stuff that I was taking off of, individual like instrumentals I was taking off of YouTube.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
That's how we all start.
That's how we all start.
That's how we all start.
Right.
Yeah. For sure. Okay. So DMX, J. Cole for early influences, right?
Yeah.
When was that moment for you to where you were like, oh shit, I can do this?
That moment, funny enough, was when you and D-Jax came to the cookout of 2020. That was definitely that moment. When we connected and we linked up, and you were encouraging me to like get a really solid connection with D-Jax. That was it for me.
Yeah.
That was 100%.
Yeah, man. That was a great experience too.
Yeah.
Like just for all of us to come together, connect, and really just vibe.
Yeah,
man. Cause like that was your first time meeting D-Jax.
That was the first time meeting D-Jax.
Yeah, and just how everything came about. He brought his camera.
Yeah.
Everything. But fucked around, forgot to plug the fucking microphone.
Ah, yo.
Fucking D-Jax.
Oh my goodness gracious. That was a fun day.
It was a great time, man. And just like, I think those moments, a lot of artists don't really speak on. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is, in order to have chemistry within the music, man, you gotta build those relationships in person. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta build those relationships outside of music. Like, it's one thing to have people in your life who just does music and, you just do music together and that's it.
Yeah.
But it's a blessing to have that connection with people such as yourself, D-Jax, and I can just count on my two hands. Who else?
There it is.
You know what I'm saying? There it is. Of, you know, just the overall connection. So with that being said, you finding that moment, right? Let's speak on, because I feel like outside looking in,
Yeah.
I feel like another pivotal moment for you was when you were able to tap in with Michael Rumpel.
Yes. 110%.
Speak upon that, man.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Let us know.
Shout out again to Michael Rumpel, bro. That man is very good at his craft. Very exceptional producer. Very talented individual.
Yes.
Michael Rumpel was a fucking beast.
Yes.
First time going in with him. Yeah, we were recording Not Truthful. That was the first song that we worked off on an EP. And I think that was our first project together.
Yeah.
And just seeing his setup upstairs in his attic, on the third floor, I knew I was messing with a beast.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, this is the real deal.
Yeah.
Really know what he's doing, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you should see this guy produce, like, when he's in it. Very innovative, very creative dude, man.
When this motherfucker, okay, fun fact about Michael Rumpel.
Yeah.
When you're making some dope shit and he's like really fucking with it, he gets up and he paces around back and forth. When this nigga Michael Rumpel paces back and forth, that's when you know you got some fire shit.
That's 100% accurate.
I swear.
That's
like,
100%
I swear.
accurate.
When that motherfucker is pacing, he's just like, all right, he got his hands in his pockets.
Yes.
He's like, yo, all right. He is calculating everything, every fucking brain cell that he has
That's
in his
100%
brain.
accurate, bro.
But as far as Animate the EP, man, like, how did that come about? Like, what was the inspiration behind, first of all, the name?
The Anime EP. Okay, so Neem the Animist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Animist comes from the nerdy closeted side of myself, right? So I played this card game called Magic the Gathering 24/7. It's actually how I met your cousin.
Right.
And that card game has been in my life for I don't know how long, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great card game if you guys ever get the opportunity to play it or hear about it, or for the people who already know about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's dope. You know what I mean? One of my best friends, Ben, got me into the game several years ago, and I definitely wasn't fucking with it. I was like, I don't know how this shit works. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get into it. But
Right.
then he finally caught me. You know what I mean? And one of the first cards that I've ever gotten from that game was called Nissa the Sage Animist, and I thought that name plus the card art were just dope visuals. After a while, after talking with you, talking to D-Jax, and talking to Michael Rumpel, I figured that I needed a more authentic rap name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Originally, my rap name was going to be Knowledge, and I was going to spell it with N-Y and then Ledge for the rest of it. But then when I thought about it, and I was like, I want a more organic name for myself.
Right. Something that sticks to you.
Yeah, something that sticks to me. I thought of that card. I thought of the feeling of being able to see it visually, and it just sparked the name in my head. So for a while, I did a lot of research on what animist meant, and I searched up the definition of animism, and it was dope. So it's basically the belief of living things or beings or spiritual things having kind of its own life force, which I don't necessarily disagree with.
Right.
I thought that definition of that word was dope. I thought it was beautiful. So I was like, this is definitely something that I want.
Yeah.
If I'm going to create a fictional representation of myself, this will be it.
Yeah. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
So that's how the name originated as far as Animate and then Neem the Animist.
Yes.
Got you. So with that project, what would you say was your specific goal with it? You know what I mean? Was it like, what does the project mean to you?
Yeah, that's a good question. When I was making it, it was just to prove to myself that I could rap, honestly. Because I told myself I didn't want to go completely in.
Right.
I went completely in for a song that I did for the first time called Busybody. And that's on SoundCloud. But I ripped that off of a beat that's not mine. So obviously I couldn't put it anywhere else.
Y'all go stream Neem the Animist on SoundCloud, NEEMTHEANIMIST.
Damn, you must have memorized that. That's a lot. You just had it off the dome.
We freestyling, baby. Cheers.
Straight off the dome.
Gotta let them know.
But yeah, man.
As far as project, right?
Yeah. Okay.
What did the project mean to you?
Okay. The project was basically going to be a stepping stone. The project was going to be a template for how I operate as Neem the Animist. How do I deliver whatever I want to deliver? How do I present myself musically? How do I begin? Basically.
Right.
That was the Anime EP.
Right.
To be completely honest, I'm not too proud of that EP. For me, quality-wise, it wasn't as good as I could have made it. You know what I mean? So I listened to it, and obviously I've got some great positive feedback from listening to it from you and then other people that I don't even know that Michael Rumpel actually took the time to let other people listen to, and then my peers as well. Yeah, they were like, "Dude, this is fire." You know what I mean? But when I sit down and listen to it, I'm like, this could be better. The delivery could be better, et cetera, et cetera. The normal things that we go through as artists, right? Yeah. So, not that I'm disappointed in that project, but that's definitely not as good as I could have made it, especially with me sitting here right now.
And within your artistry, one thing I peeped, especially within your lyrics, man, is like you almost are letting people know of the battle within yourself. Yeah. And just as you said, as artists, we all deal with it as creatives, just human beings, period. Just, us being our own worst enemies. How would you say, as far as just this journey that we call life, man, how do you deal with yourself being your own worst critic when it comes to your music?
Inspiration is key. Finding something that you have a lot of value in is really important.
What do you find value in? And what inspires you?
I think aesthetic. Aesthetic was the first thing that came to mind.
One of my favorite tracks on the Anime EP, Aesthetic.
Thank you.
Go ahead. I got to plug my niggas in.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Of course.
Bless up.
Of course.
Just seeing things that are visually pleasing, first and foremost. That's like really important.
Going back to the trees.
Yeah, going back to the trees. Right. One of my favorite flowers is the lotus flower. And with Neem the Animist, I'm trying to make that more than a logo. I'm trying to make that my personification. I'm trying to become that flower.
What's significant about the lotus flower to you, though? Like, what is it? Because there's so many flowers out there, you know what I'm saying? But what stood out to you with the lotus flower? It's
the level of symbolism in that flower, man.
Speak on it.
Oh my goodness gracious. Just peace. Just peace and calm. Those are the first.
Serenity.
It's the first two ideas I can think of, man. Yeah. Looking at that flower calms my spirit. It's a beautiful flower. And I just want that for myself. I've never had that for myself. Peace, serenity, beauty. It's always in the back of my head. Amidst all the things that I've had to deal with in the past, when I needed it most, I can never reach that level of peace. I can never reach that level of like serenity within my personal life.
So within the music, not necessarily what's your plan, but within the music, how do you try to find that peace and serenity with what it is that you do within your artistry?
Damn, that's a really good question. For right now, like I said to you before, this is just a test run. This is a test run to see if I can actually do this shit, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the time, like many other artists, it's self-doubt. Like a lot of self-doubt.
Yes.
And I have to kind of just listen to the advice that you, Manny, and everybody else that really cares about me, that have been supportive of my endeavors, have been telling me for the longest time. Like, Neem, this is good. Right. You need to give yourself a pat on the back, bro. Like, keep doing it, keep at it. But there's always that voice in the back of your head that's telling you, nah, you should probably just stop, bro. Right. You don't want to embarrass yourself. But that saying, if 10 people say the same thing about you, it must be true. So after hearing 1,000 times like this is dope, after a minute you start believing it. You know what I mean? And that was it for me. Hearing it from you, hearing it from family, hearing it from people that I didn't even know. That was awesome. My first experience having somebody else listen to my music that I didn't tell about, and have them be like, yo, who is this?
Yes.
That
And
was-
I really genuinely appreciate the authenticity, because a lot of artists don't speak upon how being artists, we make and create shit for the people.
Right.
So when, people kind of put up a front as if I don't give a fuck what people say, I don't care, I'm gonna just do
Super
me,
important.
do me. Nah, at the end of the day, if you making it for the people, bro, what they say matters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Super important.
And what I wanted to ask you was, in the midst of receiving that reassurance, you know what I'm saying, from people, how do you reassure yourself?
Oh, that was a messy one. Yeah.
Yeah. That was bubbly.
How do I reassure myself?
Yeah.
You've been asking me a lot of good questions that put me on the fucking spot right now.
Ready. This is what it's about. We gotta get you ready for when the interviews come.
Right.
Man. This is preparation.
This is great.
This
This is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I think I look at my homies, man.
Mm.
I think I look at my circle.
Mm.
I look at you, and I look at how other people that I really look up to operate, and I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
So in the midst of being able to watch your circle and peep what's around you, how do you maintain that individualism to where you stick to what's true to Neem the Animist?
That was a great question.
Mm.
I can't tell you how many times I couldn't even count on my fingers how many times people say I'm different from other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about from your perspective,
Right.
not others.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't try to stick out, but it happens that way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like
Mm-hmm.
part of the reason why I wanted to bring up my perspective on it
Mm-hmm.
was I hear so many other people tell me, Neem, you're being too loud. You're being too fucking loud. Or you're being too this. Or you're being too extra.
Like in general?
Just in general.
Okay, gotcha.
Just in general when I'm hanging out, you know? I don't think I've ever had a problem with seeing my own individuality.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but that kind of goes back to the situation how you said with Philly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you are more evolved now to where you're not on survival mode, but just that instinct of feeling like you have to be heard, feeling like when you speak up, niggas gotta listen. Because growing up in that environment, you know what I'm saying? Like you're saying, like you literally have to figure out how to make it to the fucking corner
yeah.
from your house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that can be a detriment onto whoever goes through that, bro. So you can't help but instinctively feel like, you have to speak up.
Yeah.
People have to listen when you speak. And that's one thing I've admired about your artistry, man, within your delivery. And then even the track I Told You So. There was a reason why I specifically wanted you to feature on that. Just because I wanted us to share a moment to where we could say, damn, this is where we came from. But as the saying says, it's not about where you come from, it's about where you're going.
Oh, man.
So I wanted us to have that moment to where we can speak upon that. And I think when people say you're too loud, you're this and you're that, and what I mean by we, I mean like you and I specifically right now in this moment, because we have big hearts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We genuinely care for the people. And a lot of times in that caring for people, in that loving people, we have a tendency to sometimes dim our own lights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just so that people can feel comfortable.
110%.
So do you feel like you've reached a point to where you don't have to dim your light anymore, to where you can freely be yourself and shed that light? Or do you feel like you're still working on it?
No. Yeah. I think the first thing.
Yeah.
I think I've definitely gotten to the point where I don't have to hold myself back for the comfortability of other people. And it took time. It took a serious amount of time.
Yeah.
Just like how you were saying before. Yeah, man. We definitely got there. We definitely got there.
And what sounds amazing to me is just like how you even said how you feel around people and just being a people's person, right?
Yeah.
I know that sometimes in life, especially when you don't really have that solid foundation of the picture perfect family, our friends become our family. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so what does friendship mean to you, man?
Friendship is family to me, man. Friendship is family. Friendship is the only reason why I made it this far in North Carolina. You know what I mean? Because my birth mother she hasn't lived down here for the last 6 years.
Damn.
So it's just been me
Yeah.
After I graduated from Millbrook High School in 2014, it's just been me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Since I was 19.
Yeah.
Bro. So having people look out for me is such a huge thing.
Yeah.
Such a huge.
And I know it took a while to even let people do that.
Yes. Yeah. But when that fear is what gets you. The fear of being homeless.
Yes.
The fear of having to survive, man.
Yeah. And it's crazy how we're literally controlled over that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Controlled of not wanting to be in poverty, not wanting to be poor, not wanting to have to struggle. We bust our ass and, you know what I'm saying? We do these things out of survival tactics.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, in the midst of all that, man, how are you able to find that balance within yourself? And don't get me wrong. Yes, I mean, Neem the Animist, the artist, but I'm talking about Neem the human. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you able to find that balance of living in this capitalistic society, but also finding that peace and serene within your artistry?
It was the people I was surrounded by, man.
Yeah.
It was my circle. It was the people that were willing to extend their hand out to me, and it was the wise men that taught me to pay it forward. That was beautiful. That was the inspiration for me to keep going every day.
Yeah.
One of my favorite people. I hold this man up to a high standard. His name is Clyde Hewitt.
Hewitt. Shout out to Clyde Hewitt.
Shout out to Clyde Hewitt. That man, he took me under his wing. He let me into his home. Taught me the value of having a good work ethic.
Yes.
Man, that man is phenomenal.
Man, and I don't mean to intervene, bro, but like, I swear people don't understand how important that is.
It's so important.
You know what I mean? Especially just as young black men, bro. Like, when we don't have our father figures, like, immediately, we have to figure out different examples on our own.
Right.
So within our upbringing, we find different examples. Because, for instance, my example was my boy Jones Michael, who I mentioned in I Told You So.
Yes.
What's crazy was I went to a film festival in Chapel Hill yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was a black film festival, of course, because for Black History Month.
Right.
But it was my homie, my OG, my big bro, Michael Washington.
Yeah. He
had his own film company. Man, he's married, got beautiful family, beautiful wife. You know what I'm saying? And just graduated from UNC. He's really he's like just himself. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it is, as you said, bro, it's just that circle, having examples like that. But then going back to Jones Michael, his family, bro, like when I first started rapping and we were rapping his room, like that was the first black family I saw together.
Yeah.
And do not get me wrong, nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? I'm not sitting here saying it was picture perfect. We all got our struggles, we all got our shit with us. But to be able to like feel a part of it, just as you were saying with Clyde. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's very vital to our development.
Right.
It's not even just artists, but as men. You know what I'm saying? And that's a very vital part within our lives, man. That shout out to everybody that's helped us along the way, man.
110%.
That's very vital within our growth and our development, man. But I wanted to ask you this.
Yeah.
What's next with Neem the Animist?
Me and Michael Rumpel were talking about this very same thing after the anime EP, the day after we finished it. And I told him that I wanted to make something that was not like anything else, that I wanted to make something that blended in well with music in general.
Because you have a lot of layers to you, bro. Yeah. And you don't just listen to hip hop.
I don't, right?
Yeah.
So that leads me to talk about hopefully album number 2, which is gonna be called The Flora Algorithm. So with that project, when I talked to Michael about it, I told him, and Michael was the main inspiration of the duality aspect of this album.
Yes.
So I didn't want to just make this a hip hop album.
Yeah.
I wanted this to have like a solid foundation of rock in it.
Yes.
And whatever other inspiration that we can find. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But mainly for it to be rap and rock fused together in a perfect harmony.
So with the rap and rock, right? We have people who, such as like Run DMC. Not the exact formula. And it's not a diss. I promise y'all, it's not a diss. Because Run DMC is fire.
It's fire.
What I'm saying is the fact that everything we do is nothing new. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with that being said, with the rap and rock, how are you going to make it distinctive to Neem the Animist?
I think about that every day.
Let's talk about it.
I think about that every day, man. When I listen to Run DMC or when I listen to Tribe Called.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
It's almost discouraging. It's almost like, damn, these dudes already did it. These dudes have already set the way for us so that we can do it too. You know what I mean? But it feels like copying, at least in my perspective.
Why would you say that? Why would you say it feels like copying to you from your perspective?
You can take bits and pieces from somebody, but at the end of the day, they already created it.
Right.
And maybe I just need to do a better job in getting out of that mindset and just accepting that you have your own creativeness to you. But for me, I just want to create something separate from what great people have already done. And it's just hard. It's just super hard. It's like one of the main examples I can give you is Drake, man. If we sing on a track, you know, if we come with that kind of delivery, how many people are going to be like, oh, that sounds like Drake?
Yeah. But you know what I've learned in my experience, if you don't mind me sharing?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
I feel like, because I went through the same shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially just experimenting and just trying to figure it out. But at the end of the day, human nature, bro, the only thing that's constant in this life is change.
Yeah.
You feel me? So when you have something fresh, you have something just like innovative, such as yourself, come on the scene, human beings are automatically going to want to familiarize themselves to make them feel comfortable. Yeah. So I think as artists, we have to learn how to separate taking everything personal. But it's easier said than done. Yeah. Because it's our art and we're sensitive about our shit. Shout out to Erykah Badu.
Shout out to Erykah Badu. Oh my God.
Like, we're very sensitive about our shit. So it's like hard. It's easy to say it, but to do it is another thing. And that really takes work. Yeah. You know what I mean? And what I wanted to just add as far as my 2 cents, man, like at the end of the day, any and everything that we do, bro, is going to be influenced by somebody. Yeah. Period. Right. But what we have to learn is ourselves. When we learn ourselves and we know who we are and we're comfortable in our skin, as you said earlier, bro, when I asked you what makes you you, you told me everybody tells you like, yo, you're different, yo, you're this, and all you're doing is being yourself. Yeah. So you're not doing anything wrong. Yeah. All you got to do is continue to be yourself, continue to do what it is that you're doing, but expand upon it. Don't become stagnant in what it is that you're doing. Expand upon doing you. Find out new things. Try different shit. Right. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Yeah. You feel me? But at the end of the day, bro, even before Drake, when Drake came up, he was compared to Fonte from Little Brother. Because, you know, Fonte, that was the first nigga that was really rapping and singing. Yikes. Yeah. Right. And a lot of niggas used to compare them to, like, back in the Drake early days, man. A lot of niggas used to compare Fonte and Drake. And the thing about it is, you know, of course, Drake reached a stardom and a level to where it's just like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, they're comparing this nigga to Michael Jackson. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. But at the same time, Fonte, bro, that nigga is, if not just as talented, if not more. Right. You know what I mean? Because it's like, from Little Brother, you know what I mean? Being, shout out to Fonte, Big Pooh, and Knife Wonder. That created a scene within North Carolina. Right. You know what I mean? But for you even to mention Drake and J. Cole, it's just the alignment within it to where you say how, like, you know, somebody like Drake. Yeah. My nigga, Drake got his shit from somebody from here. Right. Right. Yeah, 100%. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And I don't mean like he duplicated and did everything, because just as we could say Fonte, we could say Wayne too, because Wayne signed him. Yeah. If you're around a great legend like Wayne, how are you not going to pick up certain habits and certain greatness. Shit? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So at the end of the day, bro, ain't nothing new under the sun. You know what I mean? And regardless, whatever, how innovative, how original we try to be, they're going to find a way to compare it to somebody. Yeah. Yeah. You know, and I think we just have to learn to accept that as artists when it comes to music. We want to make innovative shit. We want to make new shit, but it's impossible. You know, like, let's be real. It's impossible to make something completely new. Yeah. Because, like, I even mentioned it way, way before, like, Bro, on the same block, there's a Target, Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Big Lots, Food Lion, Harris Teeter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lowe's. But you see how certain people go to different shit.
Right.
But it's
That's
enough for
100%, yeah.
everybody. You know? So all that to say, man, I just wanted to say, like, bro, just keep doing what you're doing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just make sure that you do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Do something that like you could listen to and be happy with. So when you go home and you look in the mirror, you still have that integrity intact.
Yeah.
You feel like, wow, okay, regardless of even if it blows up or even if nobody fucks with it, you were happy with it. But how universe works.
The bubblies.
Right. Regardless, my nigga, people are gonna fuck with your shit. Let's be real. Let's talk about this. Notice how the motherfuckers that's on now, bro, they're not talented.
Damn.
Like, I ain't gonna say all the niggas. No, we're gonna speak these facts. I ain't gonna say all the niggas that's on, but like a lot of people that's on, bro, they're not like talented. They're just confident. And that confident gravitates us to be like, damn, you know what? I actually like think about just like motherfuckers that have crazy ass antics outside of the music or just, you know, may not be the most lyrical, may not have the best production or whatever, but some way, somehow, they still found a way to make it work for them.
Right.
But it's that confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then you also have artists such as the J. Coles, such as the Kendricks, such as the Wale's, such as the motherfucking Saba, Jid, you know what I mean? Like so many motherfuckers that Denzel Curry.
Keep naming them.
You know what I mean? Like people who are just confident in their craft, man. So what I wanted to ask you is, how do you work on your confidence within your craft?
Damn.
You should think about it. Take a second. Matter of fact, you should take 4B.
Shit.
Before you come and fuck with skateboard P.
Ooh. I think I've never had a problem with being confident, man. Honestly. It's just been in my energy. And I don't want to brag. I don't want to make that sound like
man, fuck
I'm the
that
shit.
Brag, man. Fuck that shit, nigga. We coming on here to brag. We coming on here to let niggas know.
But I've never had a problem being confident, man. I find it to where if I'm out with my homies, I'm usually the person that's branching out.
Right. So with the branching out and the confidence, where does the insecurity stem from within the artistry?
Oh, it's the rejection. Oh, yeah, it's the rejection.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, it's hard. I like when it's direct. When it's direct rejection.
Yeah.
Because
you know where you stand.
You know where you stand. The individual person who's talking to you about whatever you're talking about is clearly telling you they don't fuck with it.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing is.
Right.
So just being a wise man, gotta take that rejection in and do some self-evaluation, man.
That's real, man.
Yeah.
So with the rejection, right? How do you deal with the anxieties, the fear, the doubts? What are ways for Neem the Animist specifically, right?
Yeah.
What are ways that you overcome it? Now, I'm not expecting a whole list or a handbook of like, you know what I'm saying, ways, but what are ways that work for you to overcome those fears? You know what I mean?
I talk to my wise men. I talk to my mentors, man.
Yeah.
I give them a call whenever I need it because it's offered to me. You know what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They tell me all the time, Neem, if you ever need anything, you let me know. Call me.
Yeah.
It's a support system for me.
For sure.
Outside from that, on an individual aspect, I think taking the time to learn different techniques on how to be patient is also another way to deal with that.
Yeah.
Patience is really a virtue. And that's honestly probably one of my most used tools, man.
Yeah.
Is just trying to chill out.
Chill out from what exactly, though?
The first thing that popped into my head was chill out from how other people perceive you. Because that will get to you over a minute, over a while.
It will.
Especially if you keep hearing it over and over again. If you keep hearing that this person is disappointed with you, or if you hear something from somebody else around the corner that they got a problem with you or something like that. Most people, especially where I'm from, if they hear that, they're addressing it right then and right there.
Yes.
But as I've been told before, it takes a real man to be patient. Just give it a minute.
For the long haul.
For the long haul.
So let me ask this, man. For somebody who hasn't heard of you, never heard your music, what would you want them to take from your artistry?
Honestly, for right now, I feel like it's super early in the game to give you an answer to that.
Respect.
I think I just want them to enjoy what they're listening to.
I like that answer.
Yeah.
I like that answer. Okay. So, all that being said, man, just the upbringing from Philly to Raleigh to the early influences of music from your DMXs to your J. Cole's, right? To tapping into Neem the Animist, you know what I'm saying? Really tapping in, and then meeting the people that you met, and, you know, tapping into other genres within your music and learning of that patience of, you know, maybe your first project, you might not be able to portray that, but you're still able to put out something.
Right.
And I feel like that's very vital, right? And then just evolving as a man and just as a human being, right? So with all that being said of where Neem the Animist is now, what advice would you give Neem, who is in Philly, who has no idea where you're going to be at today? What would you say to that Neem in Philly?
I would say just keep pushing, bro. Just keep moving forward. It's going to look like you want to stop. It's going to look like a dead end. But just keep going.
And that's facts, man. Wow. Covered a lot. Where can the people reach you? You know what I'm saying? Let them know your information. Let them know where you at, where they can stream your music, all that good stuff, man.
Of course. You can find me on Facebook as Neem the Animist. You can find me on Instagram under the same name. You can find me under SoundCloud under the same name.
And that's NEEMTHEANIMIST.
Let them tell you. Let them tell you. But most, if not all, social media platforms. Will be good.
Tight, man. So every segment, man, when I have people on, the objective of Kickback at Dames is to give people their flowers. Bubbly. And to let people know, man, just show the gratitude. And first things first, bro, like, I am very, very proud of the man you're becoming beyond the artistry.
Much respect. Thank you so much.
The reason being is because of learning about your upbringing in Philly. A lot of shit makes sense to me. And what I mean by that is somebody who is, like you say, passive aggressive, who's not really direct, could see your personality and be intimidated by it. But for somebody who can match the energy, who gets it, who's at the same level, our level, they get it. They understand, like, okay, it's not necessarily playing offense, it's playing defense to protect yourself. At the end of the day, bro, just seeing your overall progression within our friendship, our brotherhood, it's just been inspiring for me. You know what I mean? Yes, I'm, you know, older and stuff, and, you know, the older person is supposed to be more experienced and all that shit. But a lot of people who's older, man, they don't really speak on the inspiration we receive from the ones that's younger than us and from the people who we consider, you know what I mean, like, up next. You feel me? Which is why, like, I wanted you on the album, which is why, like, I introduced you to Michael Rumpel. Like,
which I appreciate
wanted you
so much
to be able to, like, evolve your artistry. And I tell you all the time, man, like, at the end of the day, you know, I want you to surpass what it is that I did. Because, you know, I'm now finally seeing the fruition of the work I put in for years. You feel me? But, like, in the midst of all those years, I bullshitted. You know what I'm saying?
I get that a lot.
And I fucked around. So, like, trust and believe, like, I could have easily been on, but I fucked around. I had to get my shit together.
Without a doubt, I know you got the talent, bro.
And I appreciate that, man. But this is for you, so shut up. So what I was saying, man, was just like, bro, just really keep up the good work out here, man. And, like, it's just inspiring to see that you are really taking this shit serious. And amidst of the personal things that we deal with outside of the creation of whatever it is that we do, I always appreciate your authenticity, your honesty, and just how brave you are on the speak upon those things, man, and just how you were covering the topic of closet nerds. I feel like at the end of the day, we all are.
Right.
It's just a matter of you, but it's like crazy now because now it's trendy to be a nerd, and now it's cool.
Oh my god!
But we not
hopping
gonna
on
go
the
there.
bandwagon.
We not gonna go there because this moment is for you.
Yeah.
So man, it's just beautiful to see, man, and I just can't wait to see what else you come up with. I can't wait to just continue to watch the man you become in this journey we call life. And I know your pops is proud, bro. Ooh. Like, I know your pops is looking down like, that nigga came from my ball sack, bro. And he's really out here doing the damn thing.
Shout out to my pops.
Shout out to pops, man.
With no drinks in the glass, I'll cheers.
Hey, cheers, bro. But nah, real nigga shit, man. Just keep up the good work out here, bro. We're rooting for you. We are proud of you, man. And we just want you to be great. You know what I'm saying? And the only person that's going to stop you is you.
Right.
And at the end of the day, that's the hardest battle. You don't have to be fazed by everybody and their bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just really on that work within self. So just continue to strive for greatness, man, and stay focused, bro. Yeah. Stay focused.
I couldn't agree more.
So you got this. I love you, bro. Thank you for pulling up. We're going to wrap it up for the third episode of Kickback at Dames podcast, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. We got your boy Neem the Animist. And, of course, yours truly, Kamus Leonardo. And we're going to wrap it up here, man. Peace. Love y'all. Out. There we go.
Oh, my goodness. That was fun.